Hi, in today's video, we're going to be looking at these Dream Spa shower heads. They have LEDs and they tell you basically how hot your water is. So this is an 8-inch, and I believe this one's more like 4.5 inches on the right. Don't forget that if you have low pressure, you can take out the flow regulator and hopefully it'll help with your performance. I had a little bit of trouble with this one, so I plugged one of the jets. It looked like maybe it was manufactured incorrectly or something happened with it. Maybe it's secondhand, I'm not sure. But that's all going to be part of the video. So if you're looking at either of these, it's going to be in the video at some point. Dream Spa 1486, 5 settings. Right off, it looks like there's maybe just a little bit of possibly this has been out and back, or there's manufacturing grease. I have no idea, but they did send a little bit of tape, so that's nice. It has a screen at the back and a washer. Okay, here we just installed it. It did go through the colors just fine, but we have one of these sprayers in the middle that seems to be on stream. It's supposed to be like a spray. So I'm going to take this pick and see if I can fix that. Well, there it is. It's working. It was defective. I put a screw right there in that one jet. That one jet is defective. Honestly, I was debating on the smaller one and this one being an 8-inch. But this one had more rain jets. But in retrospect, I really just like the mist. What you see here? 12 jets of mist is all you need. In fact, if this company wanted to make a really nice shower head, would just make one that's all mist jets. Maybe you could pick between more or less jets so you get a good spray. But the mist jets I really like. You see, it just really puts out a nice mist. So right now it's on kind of a bluish color. It looks almost like a tealish blue in person. On the phone here it looks a little bit more purple, but in person it's like a greenish blue. But this setting, it's a little slower. It's not as hot. It doesn't flow as much. It's a lower flow. So it takes longer to warm up. So that's the setting I'm going to want to be using. Now if you can turn this, let's see if I can with one hand. Okay, so that there is the massage. It works okay. We had a shower massage as a kid. Now you can see it's starting to warm up. This is a higher flow. We had a shower massage as a kid growing up, and that one it almost stung when it hit you. This one it doesn't really sting, but it does kind of have a bit of a massage to it. It's not a lot. So you can see it was going between green and blue, and now it's starting to favor green. Those things are warming up. So now we're at green. There's also kind of like a rain that goes with it. So that's like a low flow rain right there. Then it has a higher flow rain. It has like an off. So that's off. Now here's another thing, that the inside of it will make a funny noise. And it won't light. So I got a defective one. I'm going to send this back, and I'm going to get a newer one, and I'll finish the review. But this one I've had to turn it on and off Alright, to be fair to the manufacturer, I did get a defective one. There is a screw in that mist jet, but as you can see, it got hot enough to turn red. I've never had it blink. I'm still going to buy a new one. That's next in the video, because I did order it. It's the smaller one, which is the one I originally kind of wanted. But as you can see, it does turn red. And then if you stay in the shower for 20-25 minutes, you lose some hot water and it goes back to green. So it's a little bit intermittent, and there was a jet that wasn't working, but it's possible this was an Amazon return. I did buy it on eBay, and it's hard to say. It's possible the factory put out one that was a little bit defective. We'll see how the next one works. I'll use it for a few days and maybe a week before I say much about it. On with the show. Okay, so here we are, Dream Spa, 8-inch. This is, I believe, 4 to 6 inch. This one I bought on Amazon. So there's the shower head. It's a little bit smaller. Still comes with the tape. That 8-inch had fingerprints and grease on it. This is really nice and new. Not a single fingerprint on it. You get the little instructions, but you can see it's quite a bit smaller. But it packs the same punch. You still get the 12 jets in the middle, you still get the massage, and then you get the outside rain. And for my shower pressure, the water pressure, this rain was a bit much. I'll have to test them. I might go back to liking this one better. I don't know. But this was my original pick, and then I thought, you know, this one's so much bigger. Maybe it'll be better, but it came in defective. I had one jet that was not working. It was just a stream. These mist jets were misting except for that one, so I plugged it. But this one, they all look the same. When you looked at this one, there was like a whiteness behind these that this one didn't have. Right? Maybe it was just a short shot or something in injection molding, or an overshot or something like that. Hard to say. I'm going to get this up there and see how it works. 5 layers of tape there. So there it is installed. It looks good up there. I think it matches a little bit better with our handle. It's kind of hodgepodge handle. We put a new handle on there and the spout with the diverter ball valve. But let's go ahead for a lights out first run. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. There. It turned on. All the mist jets are working. Look at that. So it's smaller and the light seems a little bit more concentrated. Makes it seem brighter. I'm going to turn it so that I have this switch. So there's massage. Feels a lot, it's kind of globby water. Kind of bounces on you a little bit. Now they just went out. Okay. No, it didn't go out. We're going green. The massage one gets a lot hotter, a lot faster. That's a blinking green. Oh, and it went to red. Now it just went to red. So green was a little intermittent. I'm not sure what that's about. And there is the regular rain. This one, it feels a little stronger. Before they were kind of weak. And with this one there's less of them, so with my water pressure, this feels a little bit more like a regular shower head. And it could probably get to the bottom of your scalp pretty well. If you wanted to rinse. Let's see, where's that button? Where'd it go? Oh, it's up here. Now that one's strange because it's like it's turning on and off. That one's a little odd because red is flashing. That last setting, it doesn't do much different for some reason. Now that's off. I think that's supposed to be a mixture, but it's like a low flow rain. And this is like a higher flow rain. So basically when you get into the shower in the morning, you wait for it to turn red before you go touching it with your hand. So I don't know, that one wasn't exactly perfect. I could turn the heat down. Okay, this is going back to cold. That's cold water. It's spraying a lot better because my pressure's better on the cold line for some reason. Okay, back to hot. Seems like they're dripping a little bit there. You see that? It looks like green wants to pulse. And then it goes to red. Green was pulsing. So for some reason the green pulses on this one. We go back to hot. So the other one, the green was steady. Maybe they designed this one different. I should have to look at the instructions to see if it's supposed to pulse. And the mist takes a lot longer to warm up because it's a lower flow. This is one of the reasons I like it. So this is all in real time. If it's boring, well, this is what it's like to have this. So it's a good review. You're gonna get an idea of what it's like to own this. Kind of a crapshoot. Unless that's exactly how it's supposed to run. But you get an idea. If you wake up in the morning, you're sitting down, this thing can pulse for a bit, and then when it starts turning red like that, when the pulsing's over, you can count on it to be hot. And it's just grabbing electricity from the water. There's no battery. There's just a small water turbine in there that has some magnets running over it, and it's just running a little tiny LED that uses virtually almost no electricity, and then it has some very small thermometer style electronics. I don't know, I didn't design it, but you know, it is what it is for the price that it is. It looks like a really nice shower head, and I love this feature with the mist. Seems a little indecisive about being red. But now it's figured it out that I'm going to be red now. Oh, yep, oh, yep. So it's got to be something you want. It's not a bad shower head otherwise. It has the modern mist jets. It has a regular style rain, or just not even rain. They call it rain, but it's just like beams, multiple beams, like an older shower head. And also has somewhat of a massage feature. It's not real good, but it's okay. But it's hot. If your shower gets cold, you can put it on that massage. It'll warm it right back up. This mist is really a cooler shower. You would want to turn up your hot water heater for it to be a really hot shower. Mine's up all the way, and the only way that it's hot is if you put your head right into it. If you get closer to the tub, it's pretty cool because it's kind of aerated until it heats up your room. Once it heats up your room, it's a different story. So I think this will stay red after a while. It might take 5 minutes. But you have an idea about what the temperature is just by the LEDs. Now if I put this on one of these other ones, this one it'll stay red because the flow is a lot more and it's not aerated. So that's good for what it's good for. It pulses a little bit. It's not a lot. I think they're using possibly the device that makes electricity and also using it to pulse because it spins. But it's not really, it's not like a shower massage from the 80s and 90s. So you can see now it's staying red, and I believe it would stay red. So I believe it stay red on this one because this one stays pretty hot. If your shower's getting cold, you can switch to this one and it'll warm it right back up from the mist. But as you can see, it's staying red. So it works pretty good. It's not like one turns off and the other turns on. It seems like they kind of work against each other a little bit. But it turned on first time right out of the box, and it did turn on colors. It wasn't working exactly. It seems to be flashing on and on. It's possible that my water pressure has something to do with that, but it's not horrible water pressure. As you can see, it's spraying pretty decent. It's spraying. If it was that bad, these mist jets wouldn't work. So we have one where it turns it off. This is like low flow, and that's off. It just makes that noise. But on that other one that was broken, that bigger one I have, sometimes I would go to that last setting for off. I guess that's for if you want to soap up. I would go to that last setting, and it wouldn't come back on. The LEDs would stay off. And then it sounded like the little impeller was kind of bouncing around funny. Now that was a defective shower head, so I wouldn't necessarily think that they're all like that. I would say that if you bought one and got one that wasn't out and back, or one that was defective in manufacturing, that it would work fine for you. I actually like this little one. I think we're going to keep this one. The lights, they leave a little bit to be desired because they turn on and off like that, but I think if you just considered it a bonus, it's not the end-all be-all. It's a shower head. It's supposed to provide water, and that it does. And then just take the LEDs as a bonus. If you're seeing blue, you know for sure it's cold. If you're seeing flashing green, you could probably get in. And if you're seeing red, you know you got the place kind of more like a sauna. It's going to be nice and warm, and you're going to have steam. So it's a visual on it. I know they make these for the faucet as well, so you don't burn your hands. From what I've been told, that when this red blinks, that you're going to be into scalding. But my shower head and my water supply so far has not made a shower head blink red. Neither of these have blinked red. So I don't have the heat in the water to do that. By the time it gets up here, all of my pipes are insulated and my hot water heater is insulated, and it's all the way up, and it still doesn't do it. So I have half-inch line that's going about, I don't know, 15 feet from the basement. The other one didn't drip too much. I don't like it when they drip like that. But when you have a shower head that does multiple things, that's the way it goes. There's another manufacturer online, and you can see them on eBay. If you put in mist jets, they have shower heads with like 45 mist jets only and no way to change it. And that one would probably work really well without dripping. And they're like metal. And they're super fine mist jets. I have no idea how they would work. But I was curious about that. They're like $80, $90, and $100. And this was $25 on eBay and $35, $37 shipped on Amazon. Alright, so there it is. There's the mist jets misting. There's the Globby massage. There is regular shower head. There's regular shower head on low. And that's supposed to be off, but it's like just really low. It's still letting out quite a bit of water. So I would just, if you're going to do that, just do this. That's how you turn the water off. Especially if you have one of these diverter valves. It keeps the water up there so it doesn't let it out. And then when you turn this back on, it's immediate. See that? I have another video if you're interested in that. That's a Kistler. I need to fix that next. That's the Kistler diverter valve tub filler. But we have a lot of hair around here. We're going to be in the mist, and then if somebody needs to have some extra rinsing done, we'll go to the other jet. But other than that, it's going to stay on mist because it's nice and soft. It's really nice and soft. I really like that. It's like going down a water slide and getting that splash in your face. It's nice and warm, and life is good. So, or excellent in today's age. Alright, so I've done some of the video and it was a little bit intermittent on the green color. Blue worked fine, green was flashing, and red was fine. So low water pressure at 80 psi. This is designed for 2.5 gallons. So I think I'm less than 80 because I know what 80 feels like, and that's pretty hard water pressure. We're a little bit further here from the water tower or whatever. For some reason, I think we're getting about 45, 50. That would be my guess. And so they have this low water pressure. Take this guy out. This is the water flow regulator. And then there is a screen so that you don't get anything in it. So the screen comes out like yay. And then I guess that's the regulator. So I'm just going to use like a dental pick in here. Okay, I'm trying to get that regulator out, and the only thing that came out so far is this O-ring, but that O-ring sat right on those holes. So it's very possible if you need a mid-grade setting, you could just take that washer off. That was right there, and that alone could help. I'm going to go ahead and try to get that whole regulator out though. Alright, so I got it to come out. Basically, needle nose pliers into some of the holes, go tight, and then push off to the side and try to pry it, and it pops out. So we'll still need this screen because it has the seal on it. Bulb goes away from the shower head, so it goes in like that. If you don't have needle nose pliers, you'll need them for this job because that's what you need to get that flow regulator out. All right, here it goes. Moment of truth. This was working just fine. The green was kind of intermittent, but I just took out the flow regulator. There we go, we have blue. Now this is on mist. This is the lowest flow and the coldest one, so this takes the longest. But it's already starting to change. Looks like green flashes for me, I don't know why. And then blue is solid, but that's cold. Now we have blinky green. Now we have red. So as it warms up, it changes colors. Seems like the pressure's up a little bit, but not a lot. Like I took that flow regulator out, and the mist is about the same. A little bit more, but not a ton. This is massage. Maybe a little bit more on that one. I'd say just about 20%, 10 or 20% more flow without the regulator. So I have pretty good pressure already. This is like a low setting. That's an off. This is the one I recommend. It's nice and soft. It's a mist. If your shower gets cold, you can move to these ones toward the end because it warms it up. There's less aeration. And then this one's good too. Maybe for getting that final rinse out of your hair if you're a female or a male with long hair. This one seems to drip a little bit. The bigger one, I wasn't getting a lot of dripping out of these other areas of the head. Maybe it's just letting the water out of that part of the head. That could be it. Seems like it's slowing down. It's not real bad. But that 8-inch, it wasn't doing that at all. It had a really good seal in it. But you know, if you don't spend $100, if you don't spend $1,000, what are you going to get? Especially with a head that changes from one thing to the next. If you're indecisive about a shower head, you can always buy this one, and even if you land on one, it's easy to shop that way. You're buying all four, well, there's probably about 3 shower heads here. So if you're not sure what style you want, this one can help you settle on a style, even if you leave it on that setting. It's try it before you buy it. So the LED, it kind of comes off as a novelty a little bit because it's a little bit intermittent. As you can see, the green on this one tends to flash. But honestly, if you're getting up in the morning, if you have one and it works at all, by the time it turns red, you know it's warm, and that's not bad. It's a nice shower head regardless. It looks nice, and it's not very expensive. And a lot of the shower heads you get with a new handle set are going to be one style. They're going to give you that beam, you know, like the little lasers of water, and that's it. You're not going to get mist. You're not going to get massage. So considering that fact, it's actually pretty nice. And then on top of that, you get these LEDs. And however they come out, whatever you end up getting, you'll probably get used to it. If it flashes on green, it flashes on green. If it flashes on red, that means it's getting too hot. Red is the one that's supposed to flash. So I don't know if they made it wrong. Maybe they soldered it up incorrectly. I have no idea. But I've already returned one because one of the jets wasn't made right. So I kind of feel like we landed on this one, and that's the way it's going to go. I don't want to trade them out and back trying to get one that works perfect. I don't think the electronics are perfect. I think they're cheap, mass produced, and it should be good enough. It's a bit of a novelty. I wish it was spot on, where it goes from one to the next without fail and really gives you a positive feedback. If they could refine this, I think that would be excellent. But that's my review for the shower head here. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget that if you have low pressure, you can take out the flow regulator, and hopefully it'll help with your performance. Always remember you can shop at my eBay store, GB Hatchery. I sell all kinds of used items on eBay, and I'll leave a link in the description. You can always buy from me to support the channel, or if you want, you can just go right down all my list of videos and click my ads. Click a video and click the ad. It'll help me out a whole lot. If I've helped you out, maybe that would be a fair trade in your mind. It's something easy that you can do. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next video.